Imagine transforming from a penniless immigrant into one of the wealthiest men in history, and then giving away almost your entire fortune to change the world. What if the secrets behind this incredible journey could help you build your own path to success? In this video, we're diving deep into the extraordinary life of Andrew Carnegie, the man who revolutionized the steel industry, and uncovering 7 powerful investment rules that can guide your financial journey today. Carnegie's story is packed with insights that can help you make smarter investments, build wealth, and leave a legacy that matters. So, whether you're just starting out or looking to take your financial game to the next level, stick around because this is one story you don't want to miss. Early life in Scotland. Andrew Carnegie was born on November 25, 1835, in Dunfermline, Scotland, into a family of modest means. His father, William Carnegie, was a handloom weaver, and his mother, Margaret Morrison Carnegie, was the daughter of a cobbler. The Carnegies were staunch supporters of Robert Owen's social reform movements, and the young Andrew grew up in a household that valued education, hard work, and a sense of community responsibility. Dunfermline was known for its rich history in the textile industry, but by the mid-1840s, the Industrial Revolution had begun to take a toll on traditional weaving. Power looms and factories were replacing hand-loom weavers, leading to widespread unemployment and poverty. William Carnegie, like many other weavers, struggled to adapt to the rapidly changing economy, and the family faced severe financial hardship. Margaret Carnegie, determined to provide for her family, opened a small grocery shop and did sewing work to make ends meet. Despite the challenges, she instilled in her children the importance of self-improvement and education. Andrew, who had limited formal schooling, was an avid reader from a young age, borrowing books from a local philanthropist's private collection. This early exposure to literature and knowledge laid the foundation for his lifelong belief in the power of education. Emigration to the United States. In 1848, when Andrew was 12 years old, the Carnegies decided to emigrate to the United States in search of better opportunities. They settled in Allegheny, Pennsylvania, a suburb of Pittsburgh, where many Scottish immigrants had established communities. The journey was difficult, and the family arrived in America with little more than hope and determination. Andrew's first job in America was as a bobbin boy in a cotton mill, where he worked 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, for $1.20 a week. The working conditions were harsh, but Carnegie quickly developed a reputation for being diligent and eager to learn. He viewed every job as an opportunity to gain new skills and knowledge. The Telegraph Era. At the age of 14, Carnegie found a job as a telegraph messenger boy with the Ohio Telegraph Company. This job marked a turning point in his life. Carnegie was fascinated by the telegraph system and taught himself to recognize telegraph signals by sound, a skill that set him apart from his peers. His ability to deliver messages quickly and accurately earned him recognition and eventually led to a promotion as a telegraph operator. Carnegie's work ethic and ambition caught the attention of Thomas A. Scott, the superintendent of the Western Division of the Pennsylvania Railroad. Scott, impressed by Carnegie's abilities, hired him as his personal telegrapher and secretary. This position exposed Carnegie to the world of business and investment, and Scott became a mentor who would profoundly influence Carnegie's future career. Under Scott's guidance, Carnegie learned about the inner workings of the railroad industry, one of the most vital sectors of the American economy at the time. The railroad industry was rapidly expanding, and those who understood its complexities stood to make significant fortunes. Carnegie's keen business sense and willingness to take calculated risks led him to his first significant investment. In 1856, on Scott's recommendation, Carnegie invested $500 in the Adams Express Company, a freight forwarding company. This investment yielded substantial returns and marked the beginning of Carnegie's journey into the world of investments. He continued to invest in various ventures, including the Woodruff Sleeping Car Company, which produced railroad sleeping cars, and several oil companies during the Pennsylvania oil boom. Carnegie's success as an investor allowed him to gradually transition from an employee to an entrepreneur. In 1865, after the end of the Civil War, he left the Pennsylvania Railroad to focus full-time on his business ventures. One of his first major enterprises was the Keystone Bridge Company, which specialized in constructing iron bridges. Carnegie recognized that the future of infrastructure would rely on durable materials like iron and steel, rather than wood. Carnegie's ability to anticipate industry trends and his willingness to invest in emerging technologies set him apart from his contemporaries. He understood that the demand for steel, which was stronger and more versatile than iron, would grow as the United States continued to industrialize. In 1873, he founded the Union Iron Mills, which would later become part of the larger Carnegie Steel Company. Carnegie's most significant contribution to industry came with the establishment of the J. Edgar Thomson Steel Works in 1875, named after the president of the Pennsylvania Railroad, who was one of Carnegie's major clients. The plant was located in Braddock, Pennsylvania near Pittsburgh and was equipped with the latest technology, including the Bessemer converter, which revolutionized steel production by making it faster and cheaper. Carnegie was a strong proponent of vertical integration, a business strategy where a company controls every stage of production, from raw materials to distribution. He acquired iron ore mines, coal fields, limestone quarries, and railroads, ensuring that Carnegie Steel had complete control over the supply chain. This approach not only reduced costs, but also protected the company from market fluctuations. Under Carnegie's leadership, Carnegie Steel grew to become the largest and most profitable steel company in the world. By the 1890s, it was producing more steel than all of Great Britain, making the United States a global leader in steel production. Carnegie's ability to produce high-quality steel at lower costs gave him a significant competitive advantage and allowed him to dominate the market. In 1901, at the height of his success, Carnegie made a momentous decision to sell Carnegie Steel to J.P. Morgan for $480 million, which is equivalent to over $15 billion today. Morgan merged Carnegie Steel with several other companies to form U.S. Steel, the world's first billion-dollar corporation. Carnegie's share of the sale was $225 million, making him one of the richest men in the world at the time. The sale of Carnegie Steel marked the end of Carnegie's career as an industrialist, and the beginning of his life as a philanthropist. Carnegie had long believed in the gospel of wealth, a philosophy he outlined in an 1889 essay in which he argued that the wealthy had a moral responsibility to distribute their fortunes in ways that benefited society. He was deeply influenced by the idea that the man who dies thus rich, dies disgraced. Carnegie's philanthropic efforts were vast and varied. He believed that the best way to help people was to provide them with the tools for self-improvement. This belief led him to fund the establishment of over 2,500 public libraries around the world, which became known as Carnegie Libraries. Carnegie viewed libraries as a means for individuals to educate themselves and improve their lives, just as he had done as a young boy borrowing books in Scotland. In addition to libraries, Carnegie donated large sums to educational institutions, including the founding of Carnegie Mellon University in Pittsburgh and the Carnegie Institute of Technology, which later merged with the Mellon Institute of Industrial Research. He also contributed to the creation of Carnegie Hall in New York City, one of the most famous concert venues in the world. Carnegie's philanthropy extended beyond education and the arts. He was a strong advocate for world peace and funded the establishment of the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace, an organization dedicated to advancing cooperation and understanding among nations. He also established the Carnegie Institution for Science, which supported scientific research, and the Carnegie Hero Fund, which recognized acts of heroism. Carnegie's belief in using wealth for the greater good was not without its challenges. He faced criticism for the harsh labor practices at his steel mills, particularly after the violent Homestead Strike of 1892, which resulted in a deadly confrontation between workers and private security forces. Carnegie was in Scotland at the time and left the management of the strike to his business partner Henry Clay Frick, who took a hardline approach. The incident tarnished Carnegie's reputation as a benevolent employer, and he spent much of his later life trying to atone for it through his philanthropic work. By the time of his death in 1919, Andrew Carnegie had given away more than $350 million, nearly 90% of his fortune, making him one of the greatest philanthropists in history. His legacy is not only in the institutions and programs he funded, but also in the idea that wealth carries with it a responsibility to improve society. As promised, 7 investment rules learned from Andrew Carnegie's life. Invest in what you know and control. Carnegie's success stemmed from his deep understanding of the industries he invested in, particularly the railroad and steel sectors. He made it a point to invest only in businesses where he had detailed knowledge and could exert some control. This approach minimized risks and allowed him to make informed decisions that consistently yielded high returns. Diversify early, focus later. Carnegie's investment strategy evolved over time. In his early years, he diversified his investments across various industries, including railroads, oil, and iron. This diversification helped him build a robust financial foundation. However, as he identified steel as the industry with the greatest potential, he focused all his efforts and resources on it. This concentrated approach enabled him to achieve unparalleled success and market dominance. Leverage technology and innovation. A key factor in Carnegie's success was his willingness to embrace and invest in new technologies. The adoption of the Bessemer process in steel production is a prime example of how technological innovation can revolutionize an industry. By continuously seeking out and implementing the latest advancements, Carnegie was able to stay ahead of his competitors and produce higher quality products at lower costs, build strong partnerships and networks. Carnegie understood the importance of building strong relationships with influential figures in the industry. His partnership with Thomas A. Scott, his mentor and early supporter, was instrumental in his rise to prominence. Later, his collaboration with Henry Clay Frick helped him expand his business empire. Carnegie's ability to network and form strategic alliances provided him with the capital, expertise, and support needed to grow his business, be ruthless with costs and efficiency. Carnegie was known for his relentless focus on cost control and operational efficiency. He believed that the success of a business was not just about generating revenue, but also about minimizing expenses. By keeping production costs low and constantly seeking ways to improve efficiency, Carnegie ensured that his company remained profitable even during economic downturns. His attention to detail and cost management was a significant factor in the success of Carnegie Steel. Reinvest profits wisely. Instead of indulging in personal luxuries, Carnegie reinvested his profits back into his business. He used the earnings to expand his operations, acquire new assets, and adopt the latest technologies. This strategy of reinvestment allowed him to compound his returns and grow his business exponentially. Carnegie's disciplined approach to reinvesting profits played a crucial role in his ability to build one of the largest industrial empires of his time. Give back to society. Carnegie's belief in the gospel of wealth highlights the importance of using wealth for the greater good. He argued that the rich have a moral obligation to use their wealth to benefit society, and he practiced what he preached. Carnegie's extensive philanthropic efforts, including funding libraries, educational institutions, and scientific research, have had a lasting impact on society. His legacy serves as a reminder that true success is measured not just by financial wealth, but by the positive contributions one makes to the world. Andrew Carnegie's life is a powerful testament to the impact of hard work, strategic thinking, and a commitment to giving back. By following the investment rules we've uncovered today, investing in what you know, embracing innovation, building strong partnerships, and more, you can start to carve out your own path to success. Remember, it's not just about accumulating wealth, it's about using that wealth to make a difference in the world. If you found value in this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on the strategies that could help you build your own legacy. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep striving for greatness.